Oh, we'll round them up. Anders back there is the brains of the operation, and that's really saying something.
You're the boss.
That was mighty impressive, sir. I have to admit. I'd hazard a guess you've served the law yourself at some point.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say
Kopfgeldjäger
that.
bin ich, ja, ja.
Are you familiar with the area here?
No, not really.
On your right here, these tobacco fields? This is part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain round here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know it? Where we're headed right now. Ain't what it was before the war, but it has its charms. I'm sure you already know of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people, truly awful. They've been fighting with the Grays for as long as I can remember.
Sounds like quite the place you got here.
Whoa.
Alles
Here we
wunderprächtig
are.
hier.
Welcome to Rhodes. Up there on your left is the Rhodes Parlor House.
Ich war hier schon, ja.
Very reputable saloon owned by the Gray family. We also have a general store, gunsmith, post office,
Ihr
train
habt keinen
station,
Gunsmith
of
mehr.
course.
What more do you need?
Very little. Can you grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
You'd think nothing would shock me these days.
Mir hat der Büchse, ob es einen neuen Büchsenmacher in Town
Before he
gibt.
wakes up.
Hey, fellas.
Cold.
So, mitnehmen.
Chop, chop. Don't just leave him slumped on there for the whole town to see. Bring him in so we can show Sheriff Gray.
Ist hier oder was?
Okay, this way.
Ja, wo denn?
Just get back on the horse,
Mr. Gray!
Arthur.
We got him.
Ah, okay.
Very good. I told you Arthur would deliver. Man has a passion for justice.
That's wonderful.
So, about my friend here,
Your idiot friend is free to go. But no more trouble from you, partner.
I promise you, this was all just a big misunderstanding. However, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'll pretend to appreciate that. Mr. McIntosh, it has been a real pleasure. The mostly good citizens of Rhodes, we welcome you.
well, we're just honored to be here.
And make your friend behave. We got enough trouble from some of the residents, old-timers who've gone, sadly, to seed and lost their dignity.
How terrible. Come along now. I will keep this fellow on the straight and narrow.
Come back and see us sometime soon. Excuse me, gentlemen. Bo, these better be ugly rumors. Is it true you were seen talking to that wretched Penelope Braithwaite?
I can't thank you enough.
Where have you been?
Around,
And where you staying?
I'm renting a caravan on the edge of town behind the church. It's horrible, but no one comes looking. The whole town is trapped in this interminable feud between the two families. His lot, Gray's, and Braithwaite's.
Interesting.
Two old plantation houses and falling out over rebel gold and marrying cousins or not marrying. And
Arthur,
That's
Jose, you start poking around. See what you can find out about that.
I have missed you, boys. I've heard about bounty.
There's been a price on my head for 13 years. It'll take a month to find us down here, and it seems like we can have a little sport.
Well, they're good bounties.
Where you hear this?
Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars in the north and west for 500 miles. There was talk of super agents of some sort.
Super agents. I'd love to meet one. It's just talk.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you.
Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, okay. Ja, eine Fehde in der Stadt offensichtlich, in der wir uns einmischen werden, natürlich.
Plantation families. Arthur, you start sniffing around the Gray's place, see what the story is there.
Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend Archibald.
Good. Hosea, you see what you can find out about these Braithwaites.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Quite a fishing trip.
There's still time. I'm up for it.
How about you, Arthur? Or have you had enough of the chase for one day?
Gehen wir angeln?
Arthur?
Ja, komm.
Sure, why not?
Great. Hosea, why don't you lead us to that spot you were talking about?
Ich will mal so einen legendären
I
Fisch.
like this place.
Okay. Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement.
Hm.
I tried one of them hair tonics last night. Burnt my scalp something fierce.
So, und da kommen die Pferdchen, alle drei. So. Stör dich hier, was ist denn los?
All right, gentlemen. Follow me.
Good boy.
I'm sorry, boy.
So. Dann führ mal zum Angelspot hier.
So how far is this creek?
It's a bit of a ride still. And it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different pipe. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too. It's a good spot.
We'll see if you're as good at catching fish as you are at catching criminals, Arthur.
Lonnie owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
Trelawney's like a bad penny.
I'm not sure how good a magician he is, but he's certainly good at disappearing when he feels like it.
Where does he go?
Everywhere and nowhere, it seems. We wouldn't have got Sean back if he hadn't been weaseling around down that way, though.
Hey, Dutch, remember that time you found him in the outhouse?
Oh, yeah. We hadn't seen him in weeks. We stopped in
Was
some
soll das?
dead-end town in the middle of nowhere. Don't even remember the name.
You and Bill were off doing something, Arthur.
So, we pick up some supplies. I go to relieve myself. Open the door, and there's Trelawney, sitting there, newspaper in hand. Mr. Vanderlyn. I say, what the hell are you doing here? And he said, I could ask you the same thing. Now, if you wouldn't mind giving me a little privacy, I ate a rotten oyster.
Hey, maybe there are actually 100 Trelawneys.
What a terrible thought.
Oh, ja, ja. So. Ja, Trelawney. Tatsächlich, er taucht hier echt immer wieder auf. Aber gut. Ich wollte sagen, ne, gerade neue Klamotten angezogen, schon wieder voller Blut. Naja, was soll's, was soll's. So, wir können es auch schneller reiten, ne?
This is the spot. Down to the left there.
Okay. Da haben wir einen ab, wenn wir tatsächlich irgendwie so ein Ding finden. Also, finden im Sinne von diesen Fisch rausziehen oder so. Ich komme auch
I
nochmal
saw
die
some
komischen
boats around
Agenten.
last time. Be good to get to deeper water.
Ah. Boote.
Hey, those the boats you mean?
Das sind Boote.
Good.
Cool. Sie vom Boot aus angeln, richtig hier.
I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these. Come on.
Und selbst wenn, ne?
Oh,
Als ob's uns juckt, ne? Ach, warte mal, ich will mal nicht ohne meinen Lancaster losziehen. Und nicht ohne meinen Springfield. Ah, jetzt kann ich dich auch umtauschen. Genau so. Springfield sind noch sehr...
all right. This looks like a fine vessel.
Okay. Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
I got a good feeling about fishing here. It's supposed to be some incredible sturgeon. Oh,
Okay, here we go. Let me row. You boys are too old for real labor no more?
You're too dumb for anything else.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
I enjoy picking on children. Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck
So.
with stupid fish.
Wie ruder ich denn?
But what about
Einfach so?
stupid luck and good fish?
That'll do too. Keep going.
Ah ja, PSD und okay. So. Oh, schön. Guck mal, da sind auch noch Leute draußen. Oh, ich frage mich, ob wir auch an so ein großes Schiff ranfahren können. Das überfallen. Natürlich.
I think here's good.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Schon schön die Hand zu nehmen.
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance of hooking something big like a sturgeon.
What's wrong with a good old worm?
Oh, worms are good for tiddler.
Köder, Angeln,
It's
Seeköder.
like
Ja.
bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it
Okay.
in, then. You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten. Are you trying to make your lure look like a dead fish? They won't be interested if it ain't moving. Now reel him in, Arthur. Ha! Got ya! Shit! Got away.
There he is.
Na komm. So. Ranziehen, komm schon. Wie den Fisch noch? Ich glaube schon. So.
I got a bite. There we go. Damn it, I lost him.
Na komm schon. Ja. Oh, oh, oh. So, komm schon, komm schon, komm schon. Sieh, wir haben ihn gleich. Da ist er.
Hey, look at this beauty.
There you go.
Well done, Arthur.
They can grow a lot bigger than that.
2 Kilo
Told me he
Forelle.
once saw a monster lake sturgeon near the mouth of the river, just southwest of Saint Denis. 50-pounder, he reckoned.
I would like to see that.
Got one.
Hey, Hosea. You remember that time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass.
Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah. You do. He was maybe 20. 21. Walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast. Toasted him all night.
This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
Then, the next
Gut.
week,
Ja, mein.
Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out, "So how did you enjoy those bass?"
Look, you can fish, or you can go drinking all day, rob someone,
So, ja,
and
ja,
buy
ja.
some fish.
Nice, you hooked him.
Go, 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 komm schon.
I used to
Nächster
go
Fisch.
fishing with this feller back in the day. Wesley, his name was. Real miserable bastard, but he loved to fish. We'd go out all the time. But one day, we were river fishing when we see a funeral procession going over the bridge, and
Wir haben ihn gleich.
out of the blue, Wesley stands up, takes off his hat, bows his head. Then he sits
So.
down, picks his rod back up, and carries on. Doesn't say a word. So
Nächster.
I'm a little surprised and say, Wesley,
Jetzt kommt noch
that
eine
was nice of you.
Starkopfforelle.
He replies, well, felt I had to. After all, I was married to her for 30 years.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, dear God. I might swim to shore.
Remember those big salmon I caught in Montana last year? We had a banquet planned that night until Copper went and scoffed the lot.
You never had control of that dog.
He had some spirit, though. Never lost the puppy in him, right to the end.
You know, I remember us saying how Blackwater was the furthest east we'd ever been. As a group, I mean.
Feels like the more we try to head west, the further east we end up.
We had all those safe spots picked out to lie low in New Austin after the ferry job.
I liked it there. Still open and wild, the way it should be. Somehow the desert makes you feel closer to the sky.
No point us trying to get back that way anytime soon. Pinkertons had patrols out all over tall trees and Great Plains. We saw when we went back for Sean.
Well, look at us now, huh? It could be worse. Plans change. That's just how life goes. That's on the hook, Arthur.
Good job, Arthur.
Nächster, 3 Stück.
Did
Vorteile,
I
oder?
tell you my mother's buried in Blackwater?
Really? She is?
Apparently so. I only found
Kann
out
darüber
from an
auswerfen?
uncle of mine years later. Last I knew, she was still outside Philadelphia. I left home at 15 and didn't see her again. She and I
Dann weiß man gleich überkreuzt angeln, ne? Aber es ist ja nur ein Spiel, ne? Da ist es okay.
I wasn't always a very obedient child.
I can only imagine.
Still, I loved her in my own way, and she me in hers. Somehow, even from the grave, she managed to have the last laugh. Just gotta reel him in now, Arthur.
Ja, vielleicht ist es jetzt was Größeres mal. Ja, ganz
Go
nett.
on, Arthur. Try again.
He got away.
Ja, ich habe eben auch I gedrückt. Eigentlich ist es okay, oder? Einmal noch, komm. Einmal noch, ja.
Spectating now, Arthur?
Ja, gleich. Einmal noch, ja. Eine Fischfolge, oder noch nicht? Mal sehen, was es da hinten wieder für Viecher gibt. Ja, ich habe nämlich zurückgespult. Na. Ja, es wird geknabbert. Dann kommt sie.
Got a bite. Fish
Yep.
on the line, Arthur.
Auf geht's, einholen. Vielleicht ist es, komm schon, was Größeres. Gib jetzt mal 5 Kilo Fisch. Er würde bestimmt mehr campen als das hier. So, go. Danach legen wir die Angel weg. Ich denke, dann ist mal gut fürs Fischen heute, ja. So,
Nicely done, Arthur.
jawohl. Ja, sieht auch nicht größer aus als die letzten. Ja,
Keeping that
1,9.
one, eh?
Das war ja bei der Meister. So, jetzt ist aber gut, ne?
Hey, I reckon we call it a day, fellas.
Already?
You ain't been chasing down outlaws.
All right. Think we got a decent haul here. Pearson will be happy. Should we head back?
We could keep the boat not too far back to camp from here.
Good idea. Could be useful.
What about the horses?
Well, they'll find their way back.
Just follow the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun. Thank you, boys. Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
Okay. All right, I got one for you.
Charlie hat's auch Spaß gemacht. Der spielt hier schon seit 10 Minuten.
I like gal to give me some. She says wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and knocked off some. I wish to God I'd passed her by. I wish to God I'd passed her by. Taters got burned and so did I.
That was pretty good. But you know, what song we should be singing?
What?
Well, look at us. 3 mariners.
Of course.
Well, we 3 poor mariners newly come from the seas. We spend our lives in jeopardy while others live at ease. Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Shall we go dance this round, around, around? And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this round, round, round. We care not for the martial men that do our states disdain, but we care for the merchant men that do our states maintain. To them we dance this round, around, around. To them we dance this round, around, around. And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this ground, 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 ground. Oh, bravo! Bravo! Well, you know, we should not let the folks back at camp think that we had too much fun.
Ah ja, Boomer haben Spaß. Hier. Großartig. Ja, fast genau. Zum Ende der Folge schon angekommen hier.
Alright.
Lass mal laufen lassen bei so viel schönem Gesang, ohne was dann zu plappern.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be okay. I know. Oh, I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things are gonna be just fine. This place will be good for us. For now, anyway.
I hope so.
Beachte, wie gut wir unsere Waffe halten. Okay, so. Hier gieß mal die Aussicht. So ein bisschen abgeschlossen. Oh, was? Es gibt... Ernsthaft? Wie Silber. Naja, egal.
Ben, I've been real worried.
What do you want?
Don't be like that. Just a few bucks. I'm short.
Get lost.
Well, I'll go try someone with a heart.
You do that.
Na,
Anyway, I
komm.
won't disturb you.
Yep.
Na gut, ich würde sagen, es sieht aus, als hätte der Strauß für uns ein paar Aufgaben. Machen wir nächste Folge. Bis dahin, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Macht's gut. Ciao, ciao. Euer Tollen.